The holidays are here, and if you plan on hosting, you know exactly how stressful that can be. Between shopping, cooking, and entertaining guests, we could all use a little help to stay on track. Joining us today to discuss some simple tips to save time and resources to help remove some of that stress, well, we have Chief Business Officer and Holiday Shopping Expert at Shipt, Rena Hurst. Rena, thank you so much for joining us today. We know people are starting to prepare. We have those shopping lists. You know, what's the number one thing that people need to keep in mind as they're planning for the first big holiday?
Thanks for having me. I think the number one thing to be thinking about is preparation. This is a time of year where the days are getting shorter and our to-do lists are getting longer, right? And even the best planners are still forgetting one of those key items. I know I certainly am. This year at Shipt, we conducted our Thanksgiving shopping survey, and we learned a few things about this holiday season. First, 80% of Americans are planning to host and prepare some sort of meal for gathering this holiday season. Second, 61% admitted to forgetting at least one key item when they do their big grocery shopping. That's a pretty big number, right? So I'm here to share with you today the top 5 items that people tend to forget when they get ready for the Thanksgiving holiday. Number 1 is cranberries. Hard to believe, but true. 2, fragrant spices. This is something I personally always forget to buy. So the things like the oregano and rosemary that you need for your turkey and for your stuffing. 3 is napkins. 4, beverages. And tied for 5th place, pumpkin pie spice and pie crusts. So it's a pretty long list of forgotten items. We want to make it as easy as possible for you at Shipt this year, not only by providing that list, but making it super easy to shop and get brought to your door.
I love that. Just every time you said something, it's like, oh yeah, just put those things on your list right now. Hopefully you won't forget them. Another trend that I want to ask you about when you're hosting is ordering some of that ready-made food from the store. What advice can you give us there?
Yeah, my advice is fake it, don't bake it. The top 2 items that Americans are purchasing instead of making themselves this year are dinner rolls and breads and desserts. I know in the Hurst household, we fully subscribe to this method of purchasing what we're not great at making, and I'm sure many others across the country are thinking the same.
I love that. How about some other resources just to take the stress out of it? I know I'm not going to make the pumpkin pie, so that one's off my list.
I'm glad to hear it. We're going to make it as easy as possible for everyone this year. Head over to shipt.com. That's SHIPT.com, or download our app. From there, you'll see our Thanksgiving's Most Forgotten List icon. Super simple. Click the button. Within a few clicks, we'll have everything added to your cart. So you'll have a flawless Thanksgiving holiday. One of our amazing Shipt shoppers from across the country will go out, shop your order. They'll take all the stress out of this holiday season, finding those items, navigating the aisles, dealing with parking and checkouts, all those things that become an extra stress in the holiday season. We support 130 retailers across 5,000 cities around the U.S. We want Shipt to help take all that stress off your plate this holiday season so you can spend time doing things that matter most to you.
Can we talk a little bit about the timeline too? Right now, as I'm listening to you, I'm thinking I'm going to do this right after the show, and then I'm planning ahead. I'm prepared. But that doesn't always happen. If I forget to get everything set this afternoon, how late? What's the timeline of how Shipt can help you?
Yeah, absolutely. The great thing about Shipt is you can get it in as soon as an hour or as little as an hour. You can also plan ahead. So sometimes, I know I'm going to need my groceries on Saturday at 8 a.m. I go ahead and place my order on a Monday, and it's ready for me on Saturday. Sometimes I want it that next hour. And we just have a lot of flexibility in how we service customers, making sure they need what they get what they want whenever they need it.
And we're talking a lot about food, but I know I have been at a holiday celebration where, oops, we don't have a pan big enough for the prime rib. That's something you can also get last minute.
Baking items are commonly forgotten and added to the list. Beverages, so things from beyond just your typical beverages. We have alcohol that we service. We're heading into some of those big key giftable weeks of the year. You can do gifts. You can send them to folks, to loved ones. You can order them to your own home. We cover as many categories as you can think of. We want to make this holiday season as easy and as flawless for you as possible.
And stress-free.
Stress-free is the key.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Good to know someone's on our side for that last-minute forgotten item. So very interesting. Good stuff. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Stay with us. Coming up next, we have your daily dose of motivation.